Hey, it's Joe Crump. I've been sending you a lot of videos lately. Hopefully it's gotten you excited about the process of real estate investing, of what's possible, and hopefully it's given you a lot of great ideas on things that you can do to build your own business, whether you work with me or not. It's been my goal and my philosophy to give away more free information than most real estate teachers sell. I want you to be able to do this work, and I know it's not possible for everybody to get involved. I know it's an expensive program, and I know I'm putting some restrictions on it simply because of the cost. I've got to make it a sustainable business for me, and that's why I charge for this. I'm not doing it for charity. I'm doing it because I want to make more money. I'm doing it because I want to bring partners in who will work with me and who will share the profits with me. But I want to be able to teach them first. And if I just brought in people that I had to teach, it would be a lot of work to try to get to the money for them. And some of those people that come in aren't going to do the work. But the people that do the work, the people that come into my program that do the work, they always make money. It's just a matter of, there's some people that come in and they realize they made a mistake. They say, this isn't for me, I don't want to do this. But I think it's not that they don't want to do it. I think it's that their fear overcomes them, that they don't let it, that they can't get past that fear. There's a story that I tell at my buying event, and it's about a man who's sitting in a dark room, and he's sitting in his chair, and he's paralyzed in fear because in front of him there's a snake perched on a chair waiting to strike. And if he moves an inch, he knows if he moves an inch, that snake is going to strike and he is going to be poisoned and he is going to die. So he's terrified. But then, as he's sitting there in fear, terrified, somebody walks into the room and flips on the light. And when they flip on that light, he finds out at that moment that that snake on the chair was really just a piece of rope. His fear vanishes. His knowledge that that's not a snake, that that's not dangerous, suddenly makes his fear disappear. My goal for everybody who comes to my buying event, for everybody who comes to my mentor program, is that the fear they have today will be just a memory tomorrow. It'll be irrelevant to their lives. The fears that you're able to deal with today and learn, get knowledge on, and then have experience, build confidence, and be able to walk through the process will change everything about your life and what you're able to do. And not just in real estate investing, but in every aspect of your life. You know, in your relationships, in your work life, in your business life, in your friends' life. Everybody's going to see you differently. They're going to see you as someone who maybe you don't see yourself as right now. Maybe it's time to take the next step. Maybe it's time to do something that you've always dreamed about doing. My guess is you wouldn't be watching this video right now if real estate investing wasn't a dream of yours, if you didn't think that somewhere in the back of your mind that it was possible. Only 1% of the population of the world is entrepreneurial, that has that entrepreneurial mindset, that desire to be in charge of their own life, to be in charge of their own business, and is willing to take the action to make it happen. You know, there's the great quote, you know, there's magic in boldness. By doing something, by moving forward, you actually make that thing come to life. And those are the things that my students are doing. Those are the things that I'm doing in my life. You move forward towards a goal, even though you're not sure where you're heading with it. Every day, I test new things. I test new ideas. All these ideas that I've been talking about in these videos have been tests that I've done. And for each one of them that I presented to you on these videos, I've done 10 others that didn't work. That we struggled through, that we tried to make it work. I thought where they would work. And believe me, I'm pretty smart when it comes to marketing and what's going to work. So we went through 10 others that didn't work, and we got to this one thing that did work. We've honed it, we've developed it, we've made it work on a very high level. I don't have to worry about getting discouraged by doing things that don't work. I know that if I just keep plugging along, adding a new one every few days, adding something different, finding a new Elance person to do this for me or do that, you know, I'll come up with an idea and say, you know, I need to try this. And I put a posting on Elance and I have somebody do it for me. Or I give it to one of my students and say, you know, why don't you try this? Or somebody, one of my students will say to me, you know, Joe, I ought to do this. I say, yeah, I don't know, that doesn't sound that great to me. But, you know, go ahead and give it a try, let's see what happens. They do it, and it works. So then I'll say, well, okay, if that worked, why don't we do this and see if we can improve it, or do this, or do that. And then, of course, I'll steal their idea, and I'll sell it to you guys. And that's what's made, and we'll share it with the group, and we all work together to share different ideas of things that are working and aren't working. It also gives us an idea of you know, what works in different communities, in different markets, and up markets, down markets, fast-moving markets, slow-moving markets. It gives us an idea of all those different things. And when you become a part of that mastermind, you get all those things with it. So anyway, I wanted to thank you for watching all these videos. I want to thank you for you know, coming on and doing this. I hope you learned a lot from it. I hope that you'll get involved with my mentor program. If you can't get involved. If you can't afford that, get the push button method. I still got a payment plan on that. It makes it cheap to get into that. And I'll put the website URLs below so you can go to them if you're interested. If you can't afford that, I sell an ebook that teaches real estate investing, and maybe that'll help. And if you can't afford that, just stay on my mailing list. I give away a ton of free information like this all the time, and I'll continue to do that, and I'll try to continue to educate you through this process and use some of the ideas that I talked about, you know, maybe going out there and finding some help to make that work for you. I wish you the best of all good things, and I really believe that if you'll only put your mind to this stuff and you'll actually get to work doing it, you can have the life that you dreamed of. You know, if you want to become a billionaire, this isn't the stuff to do. I'm not going to make any billionaires out of this group. But if you want to be affluent, if you want to have freedom, if you want to have a lot of time in your life, you know, you want to have a lot of time on your hands that you can do other things that you want to do, or just sit around and do nothing, you can do it by using the techniques that I'm giving you. You can get your income, reduce that you're making now. You can double it, triple it, quadruple it, or do much, much more than that. Yeah, there's so much you can do with this. That and my philosophy is all about quality of life. It's not about getting rich. Getting rich is great, and it does increase the quality of life. But at some point, if you talk to, and I read books written by billionaires because I'm always interested in how they got where they got to, and almost all of them will say to a man or to a woman that their lifestyle after they made a certain amount of money didn't change at all. You know, and after they just made just a few $1 million, their lifestyle didn't change much at all. They're still doing the same things, still eating the same food, still going to the same places, living in the same house. They didn't have to keep buying. They do that because that's what they're driven to do. You may not be driven to make money all the time. Maybe what you're driven to do is to have a great lifestyle, to be able to give the things that your children want and need and deserve, or your spouse that you want for them, the people that you love in your life, and you want to be able to give those things to them. I want to be able to stay at home and work out of my office here at home. That's where I'm shooting all this. I'm shooting it right in my office. Looks out over the out in the backwoods where I can look at the trees, you know, out in the back, and I love it here. My kids come home from school, I'm here. My wife, stay-at-home mom, she comes and runs the kids to the dance studio, and I'm just doing my thing here and enjoying my life. When I've got a weekend that comes up, I don't work most of the time. If I want to work, I work. If I don't want to work during the week, I don't work. I like working. I like what I do. I would, you know, I want to come and do this stuff, but I also want to do some other things. I'm enjoying working with my son right now. He's turning 17 this year, and he's in high school, and he wants to make computer games. And my words to him were, well, you know how to become a game designer. If you want to be a game designer, don't you? And he says, well, how? I said, well, you design games. You do it. You know, I said, let's do it. If you want to make a game, let's make a game. So we started designing a game, and it's looking pretty cool right now. We've been working on it for a year. It's looking pretty cool. We're having a lot of fun with it. And the time I'm getting to spend with Alex has been very, very valuable to me. And I've been able to do that because I've got all these other things in place that make that happen. And it's given me some money that I can invest and do something like that with them. Now, if you want to become a real estate investor, the best way to do it is to start investing in real estate. Learn the process. But I want to urge you, don't do it with your own money. Don't do it with credit. If you can't make money with no money, you sure as hell can't make money with money. So learn the process to do it in a safe way, in a way that only takes your energy and it takes your commitment, and it takes your willingness to follow through with the things that I teach. And if you do those things, you can do very, very well in this business. You can have the life that you want. I'm here, proof of it. I've got many, many students. You can go look at the interviews that I've done with the students on video. The things that they've said on video have been, have touched my heart, have been phenomenal. It's wonderful to, you get an email saying, Joe, I just did my first deal. There's nothing like that as a teacher. So anyway, I hope that you can be a part of it. I hope you'll join us. I hope you'll come and work with me, and then I'll get to meet you and get to know you, and that we'll partner together and be friends. I wish you the best. Good luck. Talk to you soon.